shouldn't have to start OBS for really any reason. K-pop going, it's fine, I don't give a shit. I actually kept my settings for fucking once. Crazy, dude. Crazy.
Nut.
THC, what's up, dude? How you doing, buddy? How's life, man? How's work? How's your mom? And how's I don't know, I guess whatever games you're playing, bud. Weird mic audio? What the fuck do you mean, dude? What do you mean weird mic audio? You better explain that shit. Explain that shit right now! Boy! What do you mean, dude? What do you mean weird mic audio? You better explain that shit. Is it just coming in low? Is that what you're experiencing? She fell again? Oh no, buddy. Is she okay? Is she recovering alright? Poor baby. Kind of deep muffled. Oh. God damn it, dude. It's my microphone volume. Hold on. Let me make sure. I turned the volume down a smidge. Let's go back up to 7. How was that? Is that any better? Is it does it sound like a little more crisp, a little more clear? I've been using this IntelliPan shit built into voice meter to kind of help take some of the mid out. Because I noticed there's a lot of mid. And it may be like compressing the fuck out of it, which is, I don't want. But, I don't know what else to do.
Thoughts.
Stop refreshing!
Put your arm back so like you can massage in the shoulder blade, and it's like you grab your wrist and put it back here, and I'm like, hey yo. Hi, Indy. We're going to play Look Outside and just listen. Listen, Jesus. I just have to say.
Playing PD2 ass and playing some more Where Winds Meet. How was Where Winds Meet, dude?
Yeah, we just started. Okay, please. We're just about to start. We are just reading like the second line of text, and then I got sidetracked. Emphasis on the D. 140 fucking hours? What do you mean? I've got the D20 out. We're gonna have the D20 making choices for me. I don't know how that's gonna go. I've got 80 HD. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Alright, well, wish me luck. Raiders, if you want to stick around, we're going to play this game. But I feel like I'm screwed. But also, movie nights this Friday in the Discord, 11 p.m. Pacific time. We're going to be watching Red Snow. If you want to join us, you're more than welcome. If you want to follow me on my socials.
I love some Miss Felony Rose, dude. Sweaty as hell since I'm on Legend. Oh, I bet, dude. Never played any Souls or Elden Ring or nothing before, but diving balls deep into the hardest mode of Where Winds Meet. I mean, Where Winds Meet is kind of like a Souls-like, except it's just faster. like really fast in comparison. Whereas you know, Where Winds Meet is kind of you can spam your attacks if you have openers, but you just got to be ready to parry like real fucking quick. Whereas like Elden Ring or something, you're basically gonna wait and dodge, you know, 40 fucking times in a row, or parry with a specific ability, or jump or whatever, and then you get like 2 attacks in, and then you have to fucking dodge for eternity again, right? Every Souls like fucking ever. It's fucking trash. But I will say, you know, if you played one Souls game, you basically played them all, other than the aesthetic. But all the fights run the same. Speak of the devil, look who's playing Elden Ring. Little Choco Waco! My baby boy! I don't know what we should play today. I don't feel like playing 5 Hearts today. I'm like not in that mood.
Wow, fucking goddamn it! I can't see where he's coming from. Oh, shit.
So goofy, dude. Trying to get down the timing on deflect. Letting it just get good. Parry all day. Oh yeah, as always. The window's much smaller, I think, for those. Oh, speaking of, I gotta post these. I forgot. I'll do it in a little bit. Okay. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna play today, dude, or tonight, or whatever. I also haven't eaten today, but like, you know when you don't eat long enough and then you just don't feel like eating anymore? Yeah. Good luck on the timing and shit, man. If anybody can do it, it's fucking you. You're good at that shit. I feel like you're really good at every game you play, dude. It's insane. I don't think there's much more I need. There are classes and subclasses. Probably do no multi-classing. And there's so much in this one. It's just a brand new game. Oh, random encounters I think is something I wanted to try. Oh, randomized equipment loot? I think. Let's do... Oh, it's only got, you know, thousands of mods to look through.
Don't you know I'm a savage? I'm a killer. 널 깨라. 아직도 가리.
I don't know about you, chick. Might not have random encounters in this. There it is, random spawns. 4 months ago. Let's do just English, please. What is this? It's 2 years ago. Let's download those and save them for later. We'll just save that for later. That's fine too. Alright. I think some stuff came out on Steam that I kind of want to hop to, but we'll see. Fucking Look Outside is at 2.0. I'm so fucking hungry, man. Oh no! Don't Scream Together came out and I was hoping it'd be fucking good. That's a bummer, dude. I even answer that question. I'm starving, dude. Oh, I'm fucking dying, bro. Yeah, She's Leaving. Let's check this out. This looked pretty cool. And it's only like $9, man.
There's no turning back.
Just Silent Hill vibes.
Life fades to black.
What is this? Survival horror, action, adventure, first person horror. Okay.
I know what they'll say.
And then we got fucking Routine coming out tomorrow, which is super exciting.
I gave it away. It's another day. My memory fades.
Unless you just chased by that one guy.
Russian roulette.
Oh, you're investigating? Oh! That's fucking cool. I like that. Then there's Sleep Awake, which is mixed reviews. Why is it mixed? Oh. And then we got Midnight Mayhem, which is it's PvP, but it's like 4 versus 1 kind of shit. Ugh. Old school rally, which honestly looks really fun. Oh, don't scream together. Those really bad reviews though. That's a big fucking ripperoonie. What's up, half deaf devil? My shooter player or not really? Yeah, I'll play just about anything, dude. I mean, I'm not good at like PvP, but it also depends on the game. So it's hard. I gotta like warm up, basically. It takes me a minute to like get acclimated to like guns and sensitivity and all that shit. Do you see PUBG is making an extraction shooter? I did, yeah. Which, honestly, there's so many extraction shooters, who gives a shit? And Arc Raiders is so good. I don't think it's gonna work out for PUBG, man. I'm sure Shroud will play it for a little bit, but I guarantee you everyone's gonna go back to Arc Raiders. Because PUBG doesn't really have any good theming. It's just, you know, it's just a PvP game.
I keep thinking I'm hearing things, but I think it's just me. I swear I heard something breathe.
Unless they're really cooking something that, like, I'm not aware of.
Okay.
Looks like as if it's floating in.
Simple. Yeah, that does not look good. You guys, did you guys? Oh, run.
Oh, it's
run,
over there.
run,
To
run,
your right.
run.
Run.
Go.
The fuck was that?
Go. Oh no! Oh, help me, please, no!
Looks pretty dumb. Why is it mostly negative? Pointless game. You can't even speak at low level with teammates. Hey, kitty cat. How you doing, baby? Indie Falcozy. What the fuck? Huh. It looks like it's just kind of janky, especially with the microphone. Big ripperoonie, dude. Oh, that looks so crispy and good. How are things going for you today there, buddy? Very cute, very fun, very simple. Very retro. Love it. Reminds me of the GTA days for sure. Sorry, the GT days. Gran Turismo. Not GTA, that's Grand Theft Auto. Beautiful. You're enjoying all these AI generated captions? Wait, what? What? Is it on my stream? Did I sign up for it? I don't see any captions, dude. Are you fucking with me? Oh! The built-in closed captions, yeah. It is very, did beef up on me. These captions are so bad, dude. Oh my god, they're bad. Oh, the captions are terrible. I think for captions to work the best, though, I think you have to... I don't think you can do low latency mode, and I'm in low latency mode. And because of that, I don't think the captions are going to be able to catch up and keep up very well. Yeah, I think that's a thing, I think. But how are you doing today, dude? How are things? Oh, and I saw that nobody called you. That's fine. Don't worry about it. I don't think they sent out calls today. I think it's going to be tomorrow. I think. And then... Oh, shit. Yeah, Steven's out of town by 6 today, so that's one less person. Fuck. I don't know. We'll see. I got you on there. I got TJ on there. Steven's on there. And then I had my old team lead. And I had one other person listed. I forget who the fuck it was. I don't fucking remember, but... I mean, it should be enough, but, like, you know, we'll see, dude. This game honestly looks pretty goofy and fun, and it's PvP. Might just get it while it's on sale since it's cheap. But like one person's the monster, and you have like 3 or 4 other players doing objectives and shit. And the monster's abilities, oh my god, change. So you have to like adapt quickly. Like you can summon apparitions, you can do gravity bullshit, you could plant little traps. It looks pretty funny. You were edging all day waiting for the call from Hannah. Kira. It's Kira. Kira. How much is this? Oh, it's like $5, dude. You can't not add it to cart, right? This game looks cool, Sleep Awake, but we're gonna look at the reviews and see why it's kind of janky. But it also looks a little on the rails too. We'll probably just play She's Leaving.
I am scared to death to stay awake.
Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. Bloomhouse Games. Kind of cool.
The mysterious disappearance of
How is
dreamers
my
by
voice versus the volume of this game? Should be good,
Those who
right?
remain are increasingly alarmed.
You've been doing, having fun doing naked arc runs? Yeah. You make any more friends, or you make any flute gangs, anything weird?
People are disappearing.
Birthday suit gang?
Residents of the Crush have reached a panic
Birthday suit and flute
crisis
gang?
of reckless experiments in an effort to stay awake and stay alive.
I am truly awake.
A rogue cult faction has splintered from the Somnological Institute, led by a false prophet who
Are there
believes
still,
that his sordid measure alone
Are there still factions?
can achieve.
Like, I know Ninja was doing, like, the Bungalow Gang or some stupid shit. And Burnt Peanut was doing some other, I don't know, gang name or whatever.
Be avoided, no matter the cost.
No mods, no shields, no weapons. You play the stealth game? Okay. That's pretty fun.
At the time of this recording, there is still no safety from the hush. If these words reach you, if you remain awake, I beg you, do not sleep.
See, it looks pretty cool. Why is it mixed, though? Play the demo and really love the world building, music, visuals, blah, blah, blah. Oh, but the gameplay was lacking. Even though the gameplay was non-existent, I was excited to see how the world unfolded, blah, 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 blah. Misses the mark completely on the horror aspect in gameplay. Oh. Oh, it's got really bad AI, too. You just hide under a table, and they're just like, oh, I guess it was the wind. Cool visuals and shit, though, at least. Gameplay, not fun. Oh, man. So it's better off as like a fucking walking sim or cutscene simulator. Big ripperoonie. KCD2 win? Never. I don't know, at some point for sure. I don't think I feel like it today. Also, I'm like really hungry. I need to order food or something. I'm starving, dude. Sergio's Pizza. Shit. Ooh, Bangkok Thai. Ooh, I love some Thai food. I want something simple, really Mexican. I don't know, man. I will say tomorrow I'm gonna be playing Routine, for sure, and probably nothing else. And then that's the only day I have left to kind of fuck around. Then Friday, I'm gonna be like decorating and like prepping food and drinks. Same for Saturday. I'm like some more house decorations. And Saturday night I'll be busy, and Sunday night I'll probably be just tired. I don't know, dude. I gotta put in job apps tonight. I almost forgot. Oh, Kitty Cat says I found a good all-you-can-eat sushi joint today. Has good lunch and dinner. Ace pricing too. What the fuck is Ace? 10 minutes from my place. What? What's the name of it? Give me a name. Oh, dude, all you can eat sushi, I'd also be in trouble. All you can eat Ace, A-Y-C-E. Oh, it's the acronym for all you can eat. My bad. Yeah, what's the name of the place, dude? I'll have to check it out sometime. Maybe we can get all the boys together sometime. Oh no, Steven's. Well, we'll get everybody else together. Maybe. I don't know, it'd be nice. Me, you, Green, TJ, Steven. Maybe not Beard. I don't know. I want to invite him, though. I like him. Some other people, I don't know. Oh. Yeah, let's watch this little video on She's Leaving. It looks pretty cool. Like, you're doing investigative work, and it's also a survival horror. So you're still, like, fumbling around and surviving and shit. It's kind of got Silent Hill vibes, which I like. It's really pretty.
I want to know the connection. It's rare for killers to pick a random. Murder is seldom senseless. It's targeted.
Be careful. Blood.
There's got to be more.
What the fuck are you doing? Breaking and entering. Tampering with evidence.
I'll call you when I've found the body.
Okame, sushi, and hibachi? Okay. Beard and knowledge don't get along? Yeah. I think that looks kind of cool. Let's back it up and play this again. You got creepy mask man chasing you. I don't know if he is a sushi person, Kitty Cat, to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen him eat sushi, so probably not. The whole menu's all you can eat? Shit, dude. Yeah, we need to get the boys together for that.
I know what they'll say. I gave it away. It's another day. My memory fades. Russian roulette.
I like that you do detective stuff, too. I think that's fucking cool. What is it? It's, Okame? While we raw dog the raw fish. Yeah, hell yeah. Dude, all you can eat hibachi? He's only gonna eat one plate. There's no way. You're a pretty princess again in chat? Wait, you were never not a pretty princess. How fucking dare you, dude? How fucking dare you? Yo, preparation. Could you guys add onions and peppers? That'd be great, dude. God, I don't know what it is, man, but nachos? Nachos just hit home no matter what. Whatever kind of nachos they are, they're so good. Fucking love nachos just covered in a bunch of shit. Preferably smothered in shit. Not actual shit. Of preparations as an onions pepper. An onion peppers? What? Oh, it's closed caption. God, the closed captions are going to be so weird, I'm telling you. I don't think the AI has enough time to figure out what I'm saying and then put it on screen. But enjoy the really weird closed captions. All right, these games are cheap. It's like 13 bucks. I will survive. Till tomorrow when we get routine, and I really hope that game is not full price, like 70 bucks or some shit. That would suck. That's so cool. Equip with the taser. The choice is up to you. Are you going to run and hide or stand and fight? Bitch, I'm going to run and hide. Every time. Hell yeah. All right, let's get these installed and we'll give it a go. And we'll save Midnight Mayhem for later. Yeah. And I don't know when me and Chocolate are going to play, what is it? Kill It With Fire 2, but hopefully one day. Let's put it on, yeah, the D drive. Victor's fine. Oh, we're not gonna add it to favorites. So writing that Arc OC tonight, yeah. a little bit of duos, some crossplay off, yeah. Why would you take crossplay off? Are they like more cheaters on crossplay, or is it like has something to do with like the pairings? What the hell? Ugh. Motherfucker, play. Goddamn. Oh, look at Grid. Sweet. I think we'll change it to She's Leaving. Oh, all over Reddit, TikTok, etc. There's been a lot of posts of how much more sweaty console players are. Oh, and no mic consolers. Yeah, that makes more sense. PC's more cozy, and it's like 75 versus 48 variance between sweat levels. Damn, that's a huge difference. So like 30% less sweaty just because they're on PC. It's so weird. Crazy. I guess it does come down to like the microphone and not being able to talk, and they're just like they're in a console, so they're just. I don't know, they're just more brain dead? I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. Or they're just used to fucking COD. And they're just naturally more sweaty. Wild, dude. Fucking nuts. More COD gameplay with console? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense, man. What is this? Marvel Cosmic Invasion? Got hit on in a match? That was hot? Did you really? That's amazing, dude. You got a good voice, man. That's what it is. What is that? Pain Core is on my wish list? Oh, Panacore. Dude, it's $3? How old is this game? 2024, it's not even that old. Looks really goofy though. I probably saw this and thought, oh, that's Devour. You had this whole southern drawl and you were playing with it and some dude was like, yo, the accent. Oh no! Was that with your with the voice mod or no voice mod? Oh my god. There's so many people that are getting absolutely like tossed by that fucking AI voice, man. It's so funny. And there's so many thirsty bros that are just, their life is being ruined. And I was like, damn, you couldn't tell the voice AI I was on? And he was like, extract. You know, that's on him for thinking he's gonna meet someone hot and fun and attractive in a fucking video game. That's, you know, #1 rule is just no women on the internet. It's just all guys. And honestly, fucking tracks, dude. He brought it on himself. I don't feel bad for him, but I will laugh. What's this? What are you? Kingdom of Night? What the fuck are you? Why aren't you on my wish list? Exploration action RPG hack and slash 1980s. Okay. Ooh, I like the vibe. Hey, Joker, how you doing, beautiful baby? Honestly, this looks great. It's like ARPG style, yeah. Dude, that looks awesome. Good theming too, and that pixel art, ooh, that's crispy, bud. Your brain go burr, and my brain also go burr because I have not eaten. Huh. How are you doing otherwise, BB? Tingus Goose? What the fuck is this? Oh. Are you growing a weird goose tree? Oh, cool. Oh, you're just growing a goose out of somebody's stomach. And then it turns into a big tree. Oh, that's normal. Sure. Congratulations, it's a goose. What the fuck, dude? Why does it have so many veins in it? Shit on money. Get loved. What the fuck? This is so weird. Well, hold on, what? Check your connection. Oh, is it because I have my fucking VPN on? Is that why you're being weird, dude? It probably is. Oh my god, Play Store. Fuck. Oh, I'm gonna fucking kill you, dude. I'm gonna kill you dead. I'm gonna kill you fucking dead, dude. Dead. Annoying ass motherfucker. Did that order go through? I don't fucking know. Lord of fucking Christ. This is prepping your order. Says they're preparing it. That was weird. This payment succeeded. Order confirmed. Yeah, I think the VPN was just fucking with me. Why is this so squelchy? Thanks, I hate it. Yeah, that was fucking weird, dude. Look at this. This is a weird game. I'm gonna put that on my wish list. Like, if I ever want, like, a fun little acid trip, I think that'd be great. Like, an acid trip without the acid, you know what I mean? That's what we love. Let's do all new releases. Let's look at games. Let's change music to monomer. Better. A little more soothing. Days of Haze looks like trap. Another bad day in the future. The Vessel. Ooh, what's the Vessel? Are we on a ship? Experimental horror experience with bleak and unsettling atmosphere. Oh, I played a demo for this shit, dude. Oh, yeah. This is what I think it is. I'm pretty positive it is. Maybe it's not. It's $2. But we already got another game, so let's not buy that too. Night Shift at the Museum? Does that look familiar? Oh, is this like an anomaly spotting kind of game? Partially. We'll put it on the wish list. I don't know how I feel about it. Zvara looks really goofy. Oh, is this like Five Nights at Freddy's? I think it might be.
I've been watching how you move. Every click, every hesitation. You think you're playing a game, but you've been giving me permission since the moment you opened it. Your pulse is rising. Your skin is colder than you think. Good. It means you're responding. Look at your hand. Slowing down. That's not fatigue.
Lots of creepy little heads.
Let me help. It's easier when you stop resisting. You feel that pressure behind your eyes. That's the part of you I'm keeping. Don't look away. We're almost connected.
Oh, fuck. Looks very weird. For $3? Margolandia, Mine Tower, Don't Scream Together. Patterns of the Oak? Oh, it's like a card battling side scrolling RPG thing. Drive a truck up ramps. Nebulite. The Shaved Ice Shop? It's like Chilla's Art? Gives me those Chilla's Art vibes. Why does it keep doing this? Yeah, very similar. The fuck is Dummy Dungeon? Looks pretty okay. Guild Wars. Wait, what? Guild Wars Reforged? Like OG Guild Wars? It's OG, but like enhanced. I hate it when they do that. They're just like, hey, look at these cutscenes. Nah, dude. Oh my god. Oh man, back in the Final Fantasy like 11 era. Oh god, that is so reminiscent of like World of Warcraft. It hurts. Got those beautiful primitive polygonal shapes everywhere. Ugh. Wasn't much of a Guild Wars fan though. Didn't really tickle my pickle. But OG WoW tickled the fuck out of my pickle, you know? God, that's pretty. It's not the same though. It's never gonna be the same. You're not gonna have the same crowd. You're not gonna have the same culture. Everything's online. You don't need to do anything. It's all just already solved. Like, it won't be the same. Exactly, dude. It'll never recapture what it had. That era was so unique, man. Sonny, we grew up in the best fucking era. Straight up. 90s was peak everything. It was peak economy, like... well, I mean, maybe not the culture, but... racism was a little bit higher, for sure. But everything else was fucking peak in the 90s, man. Everything. Marketing campaigns were insane in the 90s. Everything didn't look like a fucking beige and gray brick. McDonald's actually looked like a fucking McDonald's. Before they bent the knee to fucking property owners. God, man. It was the best. Nintendo had, like, gone full-fledged in America. Like, they opened up the fucking floodgates. And Sega Saturn and Nintendo 64, like, the turning point of 3D games. God. And fucking Doom. The absolute catalyst of all fucking PC games on the planet. Without Doom, we wouldn't fucking have shit. Or it would have came way later, I guess. It probably would have happened eventually, right? Ugh, 90s were peak, dude. Early 2000s are pretty fucking good, too, though. I'm gonna be honest. Probably, like... pre-2008, for sure. As soon as the Affordable Care Act hit, it fucked up everybody's health insurance. The premium's like... fucking ass. Suck, dude. But 90s were peak. There's a difference. God, back when it was like 40 bucks and you could just go to any healthcare place if you had health insurance. Fuck, I miss that. What is this? Oh, Love Too Easily 2 Summer Polka? Pocha? Polka? I think this is Polka. It's not gonna be as good. It's gonna be too serious. Nothing is like Five Hearts, man. Five Hearts is so fucking weird. Could I guess is racism wasn't as rampant back then, not as in your face as it is now? Oh, that's true. Because you weren't like, everybody wasn't as connected on the internet yet. And honestly, strolling the internet in the 90s was like kind of hard. It just took so long. Now it's everywhere. Yeah. People do hide behind keyboards and screens. It's true. The anonymity is there, and people are still fucking crazy. Especially all the troll accounts from India. I don't know what the fuck is going on in India, dude. They're just trying to like destabilize everything. I don't know what their fucking plan is, but holy shit, man. The accounts from India that are just like pure propaganda or shit posting is insane. Like, it's fucking wild. It's really funny seeing that shit on X though. Like once your location got outed for like the origin of your account, like a lot of the India accounts, like I mean huge accounts that were like either shit posting or propaganda or whatever, they suddenly deleted their account out of nowhere. And honestly, it's for the better. It's for the better. They have no right saying fuck all in anybody else's like domain. Especially when they're out there, like, throwing poop at each other and walking through cities literally made of trash. Bizarre, dude. Too bad that got quickly turned off. No, it's still on. You can still see people's location. It just shows it. It's definitely not turned off. I was literally looking today. I don't know how accurate it is, though. I assume it's mostly accurate, but who knows? Like, if you just make an account with a VPN, it probably just counts the origin as that, right? I don't know how easy it is to trick. But that was funny watching it. You looking right now and you see nothing? Oh, you have to, it's not just, like, listed on their account. You have to, go to their account page, and where it says joined in September, you click on that, and it'll say account based in such and such. There's like one extra step. It's not just like out and open. I literally just looked just now. Nothing like under Elon Musk. Mr. Beast. Oh, God. Yeah, it's still active, dude. Honestly, I hope it stays that way. Dude, Kingdom of Night looks good. What is this? What is this for second cargo? This goofy little... What is this little game? Is this fucking AI? Bro, come on. Look at the face and the mustache. That is... This is AI. Bullshit, dude. Cunts. It used to be right on their page. Yeah, I think they just moved it or whatever. I don't know why, but I think it was like day 1 or 2. They decided to move it. So now you just click on the little thing and it still shows it either way, which is fucking great. If I see anything from India, I'm just gonna immediately block it. I'm so tired of India. Especially the fucking Indian recruiters. I'm so fucking tired of them. Like, if anything, they just make your reputation worse. Like, do not ever let them represent you in fucking any job searching, man. They are of no fucking help. If anything, negative help. I've gone through so many in the past. Literally nothing. Go through like 4 dice recruiters and get like 4 interviews, no problem. Like, it's insane. God, I wish they'd fuck off. Piss off, mate. Alright, I guess we're playing, yeah, we're just gonna play She's Leaving, which looks pretty cool and moody and whatever. And we'll try to, try to stay safe. My food should be here soon, question mark? What is all that metal shit on their face? What the fuck? What the hell? Okay. I think it's on the way. I thought it said an issue with the... No, it said payment. Oh, it says they're nearby. Oh, yeah. Like any minute. Okay, sick. Well, I'll just eat on stream, whatever. This might be really loud. I apologize in advance. Oh, I hope this game's not. Oh, it's Unreal? Why does sound keep cutting out? Oh no, my Elgato's doing that fucking thing again. Fuck. It's not good. Oh, that's not good, dude. Is it because it's full screen? Like, why is it crapping out like that? Okay. I just saved them, you fuck. Okay, my food's here. I'll be right back. There we go. What do we got here? What do we got here? Bitch doesn't want to open. There we go. Oh, cheap and so. Oh, yeah. I'm so hungry. Fuck dying, bro. What can we watch while we... You know what? Let's watch Miss Felony Rose. Yeah, we're gonna spy Miss Felony Rose while I eat. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's in it? $200 and several coins? Holy shit. Let's go.
She's such a goober dude. I love her.
Check it out.
I need to play games with her again.
Blinked at you with its dick eye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run. Baby, baby, baby! Ah, ah! Ooh, what's this? How do I get more STM? I'm stuck. My ass! Hi, Solus Bill! I'm gonna get a snack.
Mm. Oh my god.
Okay.
Exactly what I needed.
More stimulation? Yes. More. 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 I want gummy bears.
Love me some Miss Felony Rose.
I want gummy bears. No. Now I want body. The body move? What if I just go back home?
I choose death.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go back home. I'm scared. You were away for a few hours. The danger with stimulating. Exploration bonus 20 XP and 2 morale. I have.
God damn.
Can I eat my gummy bears? I want to make food.
It's gonna be interesting watching her
Most foods you
like
find
figure out the
can't be
curves of this game.
prepared at home. Or oven. Pizza bites with nothing. I love pizza bites with nothing. Bought frozen mozzarella sticks last night at the store because I've been craving mozzarella sticks. Like, no, I don't want to eat 6 string cheese, but put it in batter, fry it, and give me my marinara sauce.
Choose
Yes.
your destiny.
Alright, I got 18 stim left. Back. So I'm better now. Should I go to bed? Can I put my money here?
Thanks, Daddy.
Yes! Fried cheese stick. Yes, thank you for the biddies and the butts. Should I look outside? Should I go on social media? Let's check the news. Spend some time browsing news sites. There are some warnings about dangerous weather phenomena outside, warning people to remain indoors. Oh, 10 or 11? 6 is rookie numbers. It seems like news hasn't really caught up with what's actually happening somehow. I'm surprised news didn't give you stress. News always gives me stress. Yeah, it's gonna piss you off the way I'm playing it. Oh, that's the same guy, isn't it? Let me in. Ugh. This is Vincent's place. You think he'd held a party recently. Loud music played the night before it all started. You are exploring a dangerous place. Since you're playing on easy difficulty, you can always save your game from the pause menu. In easy mode, the game auto-saves whenever you move between rooms and finish any battles, so explore and experiment with these tools. You should consider returning home from time to time, eat, rest, and have a shower.
Oh,
Hi, Haunted
God.
Timer. Hi, Poya. Combat by dice rolls. Yeah, it's, it's something. Stay the fuck away from me, Vincent. I'm taking your maple syrup. Oh, it's whiskey. I'm taking your whiskey. Like many men in here. All the tools you need to make things at home. This could be very useful. I'm taking it. Use this back home to craft items from various ingredients, like household chemicals. How big of an inventory is my butthole pocket? Away from me! Carving fork?
It's very fascinating watching her play the way she's playing.
Some forks on the table? Take them. Can I just leave? Maybe. Do we roll? I feel like I'm gonna piss Jez off so bad. Your Twitch, you're in review. Let's go. Let's fight. Many men. Many men have mercy on me. Have mercy. What?
Oh my god.
Hi, Blight. How are you? I guess it's fight.
Dude, this is so good. I might just go downstairs and pass out. Because I'm going to eat all it is, Chief. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a big day, though.
7.
It's A, I'm free.
Ugh.
And B, we're going to play routine
Roll
all
him if you
day.
got him. Oh, what was that number? We done had it up here.
Oh, I might just like refund those games.
Alright. 18. Carve. They don't go away if you run. You can't get away from them. Let's carve them. Oh! Done. We probably wasted that, but that's fine. Dice have spoken. Victorious. There's a knife over here. Yeah, take everything. I do not give a fuck. Put whatever I can in my butthole. As big as it is, I don't know, but...
Why don't we do... Oh, that's right. Where's chocolate iguana? Yeah. Playing some Elden Ring.
Oh, you poor soul.
I'm gonna stay spying on Choco Waco. Borealis, the freezing fog. I remember this one.
I'll warm you to the bone.
Good hit. Dragon's going to be a much easier fight when you're mounted. You know, until they hit that berserk mode.
What the fuck? Oh. Hello, Nax. And I'm going up against the Frost Dragon, I guess.
Yeah, get him.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Indeed, please save me. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Get in there.
Oh. Okay, no panic.
Does anybody else just want to watch like the Goonies every time you have Mexican food, or is it just me? Also, why is that? I don't even think they eat it in the entire film. Delicious.
Ooh. Uh-oh. You can only help me from afar. That's all I need, baby. Oh shit, jelly. Ah shit. Ah! No. That was close.
Good dodge, good dodge.
Gotcha. Oh.
I don't remember that dragon.
Go.
Oh man, that was so
Building
good.
over there, though. Well, any building's a good building.
Wow.
Okay, so now the dragon's dead. I still have to get to the top somewhere, but I don't know. Huh. Hey, yo! Hell, what the fuck? Hang on. Sacred tier.
Oh, so good, dude. So fucking good.
Okay. Oh, wait. I need to upgrade the flask. Melina.
Oh my god, cheese sauce and everything.
Spoken echoes of Queen Marika linger here as well. Shall I share them with you?
I bet you.
Marika's own words. Hark,
Smash.
brave warriors. Hark, my lord Godfrey. We commend your deeds. Guidance hath delivered ye through each ordeal to the place ye stand. Put the giants to the sword and confine the flame atop the mount. Let a new epoch begin. An epoch
Oh yeah.
with
Oh. Well, I'm gonna pass out after this for sure.
for the age of the
Kitty, how many got for your double joker? I love your face. I'm gonna pass the fuck out after this though. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here and eat like a pig. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow for routine though. Make sure you're on tomorrow. Routine's gonna be fucking awesome.